Okay, so those are the stem that I'm going to use for this project. Two in the bush, the stem set, and the die set, and also the background. You can choose to use Chinese symbols, or I use the crackle for the background. I just try to use usually one stem and one die and one background stem. So check our tutorial, the material list for the size of the paper here, and I'm going to need this barbecue screw, the wood sticks to make the wooden part. Okay, so I have been keep repeating, telling the people, there's two kind of stamp on the market. There's a shadow stamp and there's detail stamp. So the shadow stamp, if you take a look, the package, they are the solid image, and the detail stamps, they are the outline stamp. So if you want to use a marker directly on the rubber stamp, make sure that you use a shadow stamp. If you just use a regular detail stamp, no matter how many color you use, you only end up to have a colorful outline. So that's different between the shadow stamp and the detail stamp. Okay, when you use the shadow stamp on the bold image, especially when they are new, this is what I like to do. I always use the same block to kind of sand in the surface. So with these extra steps, it's just to help your ink better and better. It works well with the new stamp. So you only have to do the first one or two times when you use it. Later on, it's going to work just fine. It will take ink much better. If you don't have a sand block, just use your finger, kind of rub the surface few times, and or the eraser, use erasers to kind of erase the surface. They will helping your stamp in better shape and the ink better. Okay, so when we are doing the convention show, people usually ask me what kind of marker it is, why the marker can do this. They got totally wrong. The idea, the trick is really the stamp, is not the markers. Or marker is awesome, but the trick is the design of the stamp that make all different. So this kind of stamp is a shadow stamp. We're going to use any kind of water-based marker. They will work just fine. So Local King have a 24 color marker set. It's only $24.99, and we also have a limited edition. It's 60 colors for $69.99. Make sure you check our website or visit us at the convention show. At the show we have an awesome promotion, so check it out. So I'm going to just show you a quick coloring technique. I'm going to try to zoom in to give you a little bit better view. And I know it's a little bit hard to see, but you can check our other tutorial for how to use your magic marker. Those markers, you can do a lot of things. They are really high quality markers. You can use it for blending. You can do a lot of things with those markers. So usually try to have your color ready. So I'm going to have a little bluebird. Always start with 3 color, light, medium, dark. Use your foundation color the bird first, okay, like this. And then we are going to use a little bit darker color, and then just give it a touch on the tail. And then you can even go back to use a lighter color to do a little bit blending, okay. And we are going to do the flowers. So I'm going to use always one color, one dark color. Have your color ready, okay? We're going to start with a foundation color. Foundation color, you're going to make sure you color most of your stamp, just the flower part. Leave the leaf and the branch for the green and brown. And then we're going to add a little bit darker color, okay? And then you can even use your lightest color. Try to blend in a little bit, okay? Leaves are green. I'm going to use the green, color the leaves. Okay, make sure no stroke between each stroke. Make sure the foundation color, you got to color everywhere. Okay, and we're going to do the branch here. Okay, I'm going to give a little bit touch out on the birdie. I'm going to bring it out a little bit. See, now you can see a little bit better now. I am going to do a little bit more blending. So let's do this. I'm going to use a little bit darker magenta, and then just give it, if you want to, Okay, usually when I coloring, I don't really working on the detail, but I just want to show you how good our marker is. You can use it, you can abuse it. You actually, if you abuse it, it actually work better and better. And they dry slow on the rubber, so you don't have to work fast. Take your time. Okay, so let's do a little bit birdie here, a little bit in the middle. Okay, and I'm going to touch out with a little bit black on bird's eyes here, sometime here. Okay, so I want to show you how good those marker is. First of all, they have very moisture. You can put a little bit color on the acrylic block, and then you can use the paintbrush as a watercolor. And they have this bright yellow here. See how nice this yellow is. Usually, this is how you ruin your marker, right? But a marker is so well made, you don't have to worry about that. If this is happen to you, just use a wet cloth, wipe off the tip. Okay, you get your marker back right away. So they stay wet on the rubber. You don't have to work fast, take your time. Okay, they dry 1, 2, 3 on the paper. So we're going to stamp them. I use Marco's coated cardstock. You can use regular cardstock, but on the regular cardstock, you probably have to stamp 2 times. You got to check out tutorial number 45 and number 55. Those tutorials show you how to make your own stamp positioner, so you can stamp on the same spot 2 times. That definitely help to get a better image. So if you're looking for the cold cardstock on Marco's paper, just use their search window, type local king rubber stamp, and then they will pop out what kind of paper I use. Okay, in the Chinese painting is very interesting. They don't put their image right in the middle of the picture. They usually put on the side. So like this one, I put on the bottom, and this one I put on the right side. And then they usually have some writing, try to balance their picture. So next time when you see the Chinese painting, take a look. So that's very tricky. So we are going to just this one, okay, stamping the bottom of this cardstock. Give a nice firm press. That's the image. Isn't looks pretty? Okay, so we are going to use the background. I use at least 3 color most of the time. This is Memento Bean Sprout and Summer Sky and Sahara Desert Sand. The impact when you bought it new, the color is a little bit darker than usual. So don't be afraid, just wait a little bit. If you bought an impact from me and if your impact's dry, feel free to bring it back to us. We always refill for you for free. Just remember when they are new, the color is a little bit darker. Okay, so I am going to use the crackle background. Okay, like this. So I am going to use the Desert Sand. It's a dye-based impact. You can use any dye-based impact you want. Just make sure that your impact prefer to be a little bit dry than wet. So we're going to just rub our background stamp. Remember, rub is always the best way to ink your background stamp, so that gives nice coverage everywhere. Okay, so don't ink too much. We want a very thin layer. Okay, also in the show, and people always ask me, you do your background after? Absolutely. You can do before and you can do after. It doesn't really matter. It all work the same. So this is how I am going to put my background on top. Because the background stamp is lighter than my main image, it's not going to disturb my birdie image. So don't worry about it. So that's what's look like. Okay. And now we're going to put a little character on top of this painting and make it look really like a Chinese painting. So I have my Chinese character here is spring, and then we are going to just use dark color or stamp, and I'm going to show you a trick. Okay, and now we're going to put the Chinese character on top of this is a car. So I'm going to show you a trick. So this is my Chinese character stamp is spring. Okay, so we're going to color with I prefer use dark brown than the black. Black is kind of too dark. Okay, and here is one great tips for you too. when you want to stamp the words or the character or sentimentals, so when you put the stamps, especially is the Easy Monk rubber stamp, you are going to put on the top of the acrylic block, the bottom of the this stamp, try to make a parallel with your acrylic block. And then when you stamped it, you are going to guiding with your acrylic block, not your stamp. So that way you can avoid it to get the crooked image. Okay, so that's my image. And then remember, when I am going to stamp it, I am going to guiding with my acrylic block in the paper. Try to have a parallel. So that way, I'm sure you can get a nice image. Okay, next. I bet a lot of people are going to ask me, I don't have any Chinese character stamp, what I'm going to do? You can always go buy one. Well, if you don't want to buy one, you can always write one. Okay, so these are the better things I come up with. I'm going to post this one by the end of my tutorial. Try to copy it. So there's a 4 for you, and good luck. Okay, now we are going to mount our cardstock, and I'm going to show you how to make those kind of screw looking. So the Chinese painting, if it's vertical, usually the top space is a little bit wider than the bottom part. So if it's horizontal, they have to be even, okay? That's just something you got to know. If you don't believe me, next time check it out, the Chinese painting. When you go to the museum, you will find out if they are the vertical one, the upper space is wider than the lower part. So we have our I have this double-sided cardstock. One side is lighter than the other one. If you have it, it's good. If you don't have it, just one single color that will do. And check the next page for exactly the size. Okay, so we are going to just mount our center part first. Okay, so I just used regular paper. It's a little bit thinner. Okay, it doesn't really matter. And then this one, we are going to just be careful just to put on top. Okay, like this. And then this one, I'm going to do it later. And then we are going to just put a little bit double-sided tape on the top and on the bottom. Okay. And then we are going to have our sticks ready. So it probably just a little bit here, like here. Okay, here is the trick. You're going to use a pair of scissors. If you have a weak wrist, okay, that's okay. What are you going to do? I'll show you a trick. So you're going to put your scissor here, kind of just cut a little bit. And then you are going to turning, okay, just mark here. And then going to just kind of turning, I don't know, can you see or not, turning your fingers, okay, kind of just turning, and then that's it. So you can see the mark is there. Can you see the mark there? And then it's very easy to break. And then you're going to use the one you already cut, okay, and then you're going to use the scissors again, hold it there, kind of like a mark at first, okay, holding the same spot and kind of like a turning, okay, and then just easily like a breakdown. Okay, if you are OCD, it bothers you, you know, got to have it perfect, you can use your same block, just the same thing, the end of this stick to make perfect. Okay, so now we are going to put our wooden part on top. Okay, so you are going to just put this piece of wood here, okay, and then start to rolling it. Okay, let's do this. So kind of push. Okay, it's not that hard, you think, kind of like rolling the cigar. I have no idea, I just saw it, I don't smoke. Or so just like a rolling it, try to cover that part. Just keep rolling it. Okay, So keep it rolling rolling until we reach that light cardstock. Okay, if you want to make it thicker, just keep rolling up. Okay, before we finish the other end of this scroll, we are going to use our punch to punch two holes. We are going to hang the twine. Okay, let's do this. And then we are going to continue to roll. Okay, now and then we are going to mount our centerpiece. And then remember, Chinese painting, the upper one is wider than the bottom part. So probably just like that. Okay, and then we are going to just put the twine on top. And one more thing. I think this is just 2D. It looks awesome already, but if it's a special friend, make a 3D. So how to make a 3D one? Okay, so this is what you do is you are going to use a dauber. Okay, so you do your background. And we're going to use impact, just pick a big color. And we're going to just drawing a little bit circle here. And then I already pre-cut our image. And we're going to just put the foam tape under. So that's easily to make your card like a 3D. And then now you're going to ask me, okay, so this one is a vertical. If you have some kind of suction cup, you can just hanging on the window or anywhere. It kind of make a nice decoration. Okay, but how about this one? This one we cannot hang. So always come up with idea. So what I did is I used a piece of acetate 2.5 half inches, and I kind of create a stand here. So this is what I can do, and then I just include it, and then they will stand on the table just like that. Okay, so this is our tutorial. I hope you really like it. Check our this week's special, and see you next time.